the Burlington Book Festival, its 10th annual time of doing this and gathering. It's really exciting. This year's milestone celebration of the written word features a remarkable array of authors, yet again, from around the world, putting on more types of events than ever before. Not to mention this beautiful new home base, the elegant, historic, and all fabulous Fletcher Free Library. It's terrific to be here. And that middle name is apt because every festival event over the next 3 days is absolutely free. And as Rick says, it's true. Look it up. Which takes us to our first piece of business, which is to thank our many sponsors, donors, collaborators who have made these 3 days possible and to keep it free. It's a gratifyingly long list which appears in the program you may be holding and on signs on display throughout the building. In particular, the organizers would like to express their appreciation to the University of Vermont, WCAX-TV, RETN, Champlain College, 7 Days, and the Vermont Department of Libraries, as well as the wonderful folks, of course, here at this library for their support. And also a very special, heartfelt thanks to Lois McClure and Amy Tarrant and Anonymous. And again, Rick says that's not her real name. Without whose tremendous generosity, we would all be doing something just less interesting tonight. So an applause for the sponsors of this event. Thank you. The 2014 festival weekend includes not only readings, signings, panels, seminars, exhibits, book and magazine launches, lectures, musical presentations, demos, contests, and workshops, but also live literary wood carving displays. So we'll find out what that is. Our first ever Geekathon and the 8th annual Grace Paley Poetry Series, at which we'll be honored to feature, among other distinguished participants, Vijay Sheshadri, who, what a get, who is the winner of the 2014 Pulitzer Prize for Poetry. Terrific. Also this year, Chapter 3 of the Millennial Writers on Stage project, produced in collaboration with VPR and the Young Writers Project. The event was one of the biggest hits of the past 2 years, and once again, we're thrilled to be providing promising young scribes with their first opportunity to present their work in front of a festival audience. From student writers to Pulitzer Prize winners, we've got a lineup you're sure to enjoy, and we hope you'll spend a good chunk of the weekend with us. I'd also like to take this opportunity to congratulate and thank the man behind this festival from its hopeful beginnings 10 years ago, Rick Kasanik. It's an enormous undertaking and a remarkable accomplishment. And now, without further ado, we are honored to call both of our U.S. Senators, Bernie Sanders and, of course, Senator Patrick Leahy, as loyal supporters of the festival. We are delighted that Senator Leahy is here tonight to help us kick off this year's event and say a few words. We appreciate your tremendous assistance and support of this festival. Senator Leahy.
Thank you, Fran. I always know it's going well when you're here, and I appreciate that. I was telling the Kasanics earlier that their son Lane been an intern in my Washington office and did a superb job. And with the parents he has, I can see why he would. You know, Catherine Patterson usually sees Marcel and myself in the Montpelier or Barrie area. I was born in Montpelier and I had my first library card at the Kellogg Hubbard Library. I think I was about 4 years old. I lived in the children's library part, and I thought that if you can spend time in a library, and I now see our children did, now our grandchildren doing it. And Catherine, they've read all of your books. They love it. They go there And if a child will read, I don't really care what they read. I read Dickens and Robert Louis Stevenson and Batman as I was growing up. But if children will read, everything's going to happen. Now I hear your memoir is going to make its debut here tonight. Wow. Catherine's books, for those of us who are beyond adolescence, like Marcel and myself, or children, you speak to all of us. And you inspire so many people, so many generations. We talk about Catherine traveling the world with her missionary parents, an avid reader herself. She's lived in her own life through reading, and I think how wonderful it was times we had a chance to talk with you and your late husband, and now we see Mary here tonight, and I think of all you've done. You live such a simple life in the sense that you never brag. When I call her up at home to congratulate her, one more prize, one more honor, the Library of Congress honor. Oh, Patrick, never mind. We have other things we should talk about. I said, but your books have been translated into more than 20 languages. Well, I don't speak all those languages, I said, well, neither do I, but think of the people who do, who now have the glory of reading your books. So, Catherine, I'm so proud of you. And Marcel and I was very worried right up till last night that we might have been in voting this evening, and I wouldn't be here, and we really wanted to be here. So thank you very, very much. Thank you, Fran.
And thank you, Senator. As I mentioned, the festival is celebrating not only its 10th anniversary, but this very beautiful new home. And here to say a few words on behalf of this beloved Burlington institution is Library Director Ruby Sutton.
I'm a little short, so I always have to adjust. Well, I just want to start out by saying this is such an exciting event for us. As many of you know, I've been here a little bit over a year, and these are the types of programs and projects that we as librarians they mean everything to us. This is what we're about. This is why we take this job on, and we're so excited to be able to be part of this project this year. But I wanted to start just on behalf of us and the staff at the Fletcher Free. We're just so thrilled to be hosting the Burlington Book Festival in its milestone 10th anniversary year. We couldn't be more excited about it. As you all are aware, as the many projects that we're taking on here, that libraries are no longer just those quiet spaces for reading. Libraries have become an essential resource in community life, providing space for community to come together and discuss a full range of issues. And we're just excited to be part of that change. When Rick Kasonic approached us to host the Burlington Book Festival, I immediately thought, what a better way to celebrate a milestone year at the festival than to hold this great literary event in the historic space of the Fletcher Free. Events like the Burlington Book Festival embody the great things that libraries are doing for their community as we continuously strive to enrich lives and foster a love of literacy in all of its forms. Tonight, at the opening of the Burlington Book Festival at the Fletcher Free, we have many to thank. Exemplary teamwork underlies every aspect of this event. I extend a heartfelt thanks to the festival's planning committee, which we met on a weekly basis and got to become very good friends. And I'd like to put a shout out there for RETN, Phoenix Books, Champlain College, and the Burlington Writers Workshop. We came up with a great team and worked tremendously well, and it was totally worth it. I also want to thank my staff who's gone through all the chaos and has been supportive and has been able to be here and support us in these projects that we take on. I'd like to thank Rick Kasonic for bringing this partnership to fruition, and I hope it's a long, productive one. And most of all, I'd like to thank all of you, the Burlington community, for helping us foster the love of reading and lifelong learning. And we sincerely hope that you will enjoy the fantastic range of writers tonight, this weekend. And again, welcome to the Burlington Book Festival and the Fletcher Free Library. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruby. I love being among people who understand how important words are. And so when I stand up here, it's always just such a privilege. The festival is a product of a wonderful community effort and collaboration. This year's event has once again been co-produced by Burlington Magazine and the Stern Center for Language and Learning. And I believe it's from the very beginning. Yeah, absolutely. To say a few words on the importance of books and book festivals in our lives, I'd like to introduce Dr. Blanche Badowski. She's a clinical associate professor of neurology at the University of Vermont's College of Medicine, and of course, the founder of the Stern Center for Language and Learning.
Hi, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here again. 10 years. That's a long time. You know, congratulations, Rick, and congratulations to the Burlington Book Festival. This is a glorious celebration of a decade. And in addition to the amazing growth of the festival, really a lot's happened in the last 10 years. I mean, Harry Potter's become a household word. You know, Twilight has become a phenomenon, you know, among fantasy readers. And now everybody can tweet about Catherine Patterson, right? Twitter's with us. But more than that, what's of interest to us at the Stern Center are all the discoveries in neuroscience that contribute to our understanding of learning and reading. And scientists at Boston General Hospital over the past decade have really discovered the amazing grid of neural highways or networks that make it not just like a maze, but a real tangible way to understand how our brains work. And what's amazing about that is that the brain is very neuroplastic. And that's been another very exciting thing because we can show, as people read, how neuroplasticity changes. But the most exciting thing for those of us who I look over the audience and have different colored hairs is that it doesn't change over time. Neuroplasticity increases. It can be active and vibrant into our 40s or 50s or 60s or 70s, which means that we can continue to learn and benefit from books for a long, long time. So people often ask me why the Stern Center has been a partner with the Burlington Book Festival for 10 years. And I always tell them it's because we really use what we've learned from neuroscience to help people access books, because books are what give us joy. They're what give us wonder. They're what give us information. And I really want to just close by reading a letter from one of our students, and he wrote this, and he said, "My name is Elliot. I am 9 years old. When I was 7, I couldn't read or write. I wanted to read and write more than anything else. Every time I went to the library or bookstore, I'd see covers of books that seemed so wonderful, but I couldn't read them. Every time I had an idea, I couldn't write it down. Over the past 2 years, I've learned how to read and write and have found out the plots of about 300 books." So Elliot turns 10 this year. And I can't think of him being in better company than with the Burlington Book Festival. So thank you for all you do, and enjoy this wonderful celebration weekend.